This Muambi, InPDUM San Diego, African People's Socialist Party, West Coast, representing. How's everybody doing on this very critical morning, very critical afternoon? How's everybody doing? We're gonna wait a couple of minutes, allow people to come in the feed. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at myself. See if y'all could tell I'm going through a crisis, you know what I'm saying? See if y'all could tell I'm going through a crisis, you feel me? Because we in a crisis, y'all. We in a crisis. But it's all good, though, because the African People's Socialist Party, International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement, Black Power, we the cure. We the cure for the virus. So I'm going to just let some people come in. See if I could get a look to see how we looking. So I'll probably get started in 3 minutes at 10:05. With Uhuru everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's maintaining. I hope everybody's keeping your ass inside. Unless you got a real reason. Today was crazy. My brother and my mom went to the grocery store today. And the way they left the house, it seemed like they was about to go into a battle. And that shit was real. Uhuru. I'm still getting my screen up. We still got a couple of minutes before I start going into it. Let a few people get on. Broadcasting live from San Diego, California, the West Coast of destruction, the brainless utopia. Right here at the Mexican border. Oh, okay, I see myself. Alright, so I can't be looking at the computer. I gotta look at the camera. That's what's going on. I got my computer right here, so I gotta make sure I don't just sit here looking at this damn computer the whole time. Alright, we got a couple people on the feed. Cool. I'm about to get started in 1 minute. Let's go. Let's get on the feed. Uhuru, y'all. It's freedom. It's freedom out here. That's what we focused on in this movement, making sure we gonna get our freedom. We ain't playing no games with this system. Uhuru, cool. I'm gonna share it to my page. Still probably got a couple of seconds, not too much. Just a couple of seconds. And basically what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be giving y'all updates on what's going on out here in the western region. What's going on in San Diego, California. What's going on in Oakland, California. We got comrades up in Seattle. We got comrades in San Francisco. We got comrades in, where we at? Tucson. We got comrades in LA. So we got comrades all over the western region. And the western region, where we at? 10:05? All right, let's get started, John. Y'all gotta hear. Uhuru. My name is Muambi Tangu. I'm the local president of International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement here in San Diego, California. I'm also the international membership coordinator of International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. So I have an amazing ability to be in contact with our membership, with our comrades that are all over the U.S., all over Africa, all over the Caribbean, in Europe. It's beautiful to see the work that's going on within the movement right now. And so, even though we're dealing with this coronavirus, the Uhuru movement is still moving. And I just want to just show my appreciation, my relentless fervor for our leadership, the National Central Committee of the African People's Socialist Party. First and foremost, Chairman Omali Yeshitela. I just wanted to lift up Chairman Omali Yeshitela, bringing together African internationalism, the African People's Socialist Party, being the last man standing, really the one who has really held the African Revolution up since the 60s, from the 60s or through the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Chairman has been the last man standing, really bringing the reparations movement to the forefront and really never giving up on revolution and never giving up on the African working class. Also, my direct leadership, Kalambai and Annette, Uhuru Prez, you the best, you the best, you the best. So I say I ain't worried about Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Camillus. I ain't worried about none of them because we got the best president on this planet Earth. The best president, the best. So I want to give a shout out to President Kalambai and all my comrades out there in St. Louis, putting it down. And I just want to give a shout out to our leadership, the International Executive Committee of InPDUM. Just amazing group of Africans. We got and for the first time we got an indigenous person on our International Executive Committee. So I just want to give a shout out to the whole Uhuru movement for continuing to build, continuing to fight, through all the crises. Because anytime anything hits the world, Africans feel it the most. You know what I'm saying? We're literally the what capitalism was built on. Parasitic capitalism itself was started through the enslavement of African people. You know what I'm saying? So the relationship between capitalism and Africa is always going to be parasitic. So when capitalism feels it, Africa feels it. So I just want to send a lot of strength out to all my comrades, family, my brothers and sisters. Just keep staying strong through this crisis. All right, and just stay focused on what we're building on, the African People's Socialist Party and InPDUM, because we're the only ones on earth that are doing what we're doing right now. The only ones in the midst while everybody's panicking, going through all this stuff. Like we're moving safely, but we're not abandoning the people. We're not going in some panic and running in our houses and, oh no, we'll see you when it's over. Nah, you know what I'm saying? We're out in the streets, we're out in the community, doing outreach, teaching people, educating people, letting people know like what this pandemic means. So I just really, stick with the movement, y'all. Stick with the movement. All right. So I want to say a week and a half ago, maybe a little bit over, maybe 2 weeks, a week and a half, I seen a sister that I knew from high school posting about basically about the connection between 5G technology and the coronavirus, and automatically it piqued my interest because I hadn't heard a perspective like that. And so we get to chopping it up about the coronavirus and the need for us to be safe and to protect each other. And we just started talking about Africa, talking about our life experiences and how we've been able to develop as people since back in the 90s when we were in high school. And immediately she joined InPDUM and united with the African People's Socialist Party, the way we're moving, our international network, and and I just wanted to share that story because there's so many people coming into revolutionary organization right now. So many people understand that this system is bankrupt, this system is corrupt, this system is filthy, it's dirty, it's grimy. There is nothing good about it. There's no redeeming qualities about capitalism. There's no saving. You can't, you drop something, you know what I'm saying, like on the ground. Like say you drop shit, we'll be real. Say you drop an orange. You got an orange, you're about to eat it, and you drop it. You could pick that orange right back up and peel that motherfucker off and eat it. Boop, 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 boop. I still got an orange, right? Say you got a big ass plate of pad thai, right? Or a big ass plate of spaghetti, and you're walking with it, and you drop that plate, and boop, boom, noodles everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Boom, spaghetti sauce, meatballs, everything's flying, right? Are you about to pick up that plate of spaghetti and try to eat it again, bruh? Are you? I hope not. I hope not. Especially if it dropped in a bunch of poop. That's how worthless this system is. No redeeming qualities. And so the people understand that. I know the people out here on the West Coast do, because we're building organization like crazy out here. And so I just wanted to tell that story because I grew up in a little city, El Cajon. It was really known as a white neo-Nazi stronghold growing up. So me and my family, we all grew up fighting neo-Nazis and stuff like that. El Cajon was as of late, gentrification occurred in the black communities in San Diego. A lot of people from other cities, from the East Coast, the Midwest, started moving to El Cajon. So basically, now El Cajon is more of like it's actually it's not Marco. It's not even 15 minutes after 10 o'clock, but it's actually El Cajon itself. It became the second most populated place of Africans in San Diego. So, it's good to see people that I grew up with coming into revolutionary organization, understanding that, we have to recruit everybody. We got to recruit everybody. So I'm going to talk about some of the local stuff that's going on in San Diego and in the whole Western region. And then I'm going to, if we got any questions, anything like that y'all want to talk about, that's cool. But let me go ahead and talk about what we got going on out here in the West Coast. First, actually, I'm going to go ahead and start with Oakland. I'm going to start with Oakland, California, because Oakland is dope. Oakland ain't no joke, right? Oakland is our regional hub, the Western regional hub, for the Uhuru movement, for the African People's Socialist Party. And our comrades out there are some of the most solid, committed comrades for the revolution that you'll ever know. I'm talking about people who've been organizing for the revolution since the 70s, since the 80s, and are still strong, still moving strong, still got the revolutionary fervor in their heart, and they're still building. So I want to give a shout out to all my comrades up in Oakland. Our regional representative, Bakri Olatunji. Big shout out to Bakri. This comrade is one of the most serious comrades I ever met. His criticisms come at you like a pound, like a 2-pound brick. But when they hit right, because he's coming at exactly what we need to overturn. So I really want to big up Bakri, our other comrade Siali up there. I want to big up Maureen Wagner, Stephanie Midler, I believe. There's just a bunch of comrades up there. Suches, Rain, our new comrade Darren. Since the beginning of February, we've had 3 new African People's Socialist Party members in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something small. Oakland was one of the places that really got hit by counterinsurgency, like hardcore. It was the center, the birthplace of the Black Panther movement. It was, even the reason, I don't know if y'all know this, in California, we can't carry guns because when the Black Panther Party came about, and basically it was able to exploit the law, the fact that we can carry guns, the state of California made it so that we can't carry guns the way people in Arizona and Texas and all that stuff. But that was because of the Black Revolution, because of the work that Oakland was doing. And I'm just mentioning that to let y'all know that Oakland, obviously it's one of the centers of the African Revolution, but counterinsurgency, the ability of the state to stop the Black Revolution, hit so hard in Oakland that really the only remnants of revolutionary organization are the Uhuru House, Uhuru Furniture, Uhuru Foods and Pies. You know what I'm saying? And that our institutions in Oakland are directly connected to the African Revolution. That's where Huey Newton gave his last speeches in the late 80s before he was assassinated by the state. You know, Oakland is you know, where Measure O, one of the real first movements for housing, where Africans were occupying houses against the will of the state and really raising the question of housing. That's Oakland. That's Oakland, California. The party was headquartered in Oakland, California through the 80s. So it's really, really, really great to see that we have African People's Socialist Party members out in Oakland. I want to give a shout out to my comrade Jemini, who's out there holding it down in San Francisco. This comrade is such a dope artist, such a powerful sister. She's only 20 years old, and she's, you know, really has been able to embody African internationalism. So we out there, we active up in Northern California. I want to talk about what we got going up in the northwest. In Seattle, we got Uhuru. I see you, Kumba. Recruit. I'm with you. Uhuru, Mads, I see you. I'm just about to start talking about y'all. But yeah, up in Seattle and Portland, we have a really dope situation because we got an African People's Socialist Party member. Shout out to Marissa Uhuru. I see you. Keep doing that work. She is a member of InPDUM, leading the work there. We got our comrade Demetrius up there in Seattle holding it down. Uhuru Demetrius. In Portland, we have the largest branch of Uhuru Solidarity Movement. And this is important, West Coast. West Coast, listen. In Portland, we got the largest Uhuru Solidarity Movement. In the Western region, and this is like basically Colorado over New Mexico, Arizona, Cali, Nevada, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. Yeah, you hear that? Some of those, Montana, Idaho. Yeah. So this is our region. This is our area from all the way from Colorado all the way and we got Hawaii. You feel me? And Alaska. That's our territory. So in the Western region, it's out of everywhere in the U.S., it has the least amount of African people. In Portland, we have the highest amount of members of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, which are white people who organize under the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party National Central Committee, meaning their direct leadership comes from the same leadership that other movement organizations like InPDUM, that our leadership comes from. So the white people that are in the Uhuru movement, they're committed to the African Revolution. Committed. So I want to send a shout out to all my comrades up in Portland. In the Western region, if you want to, and that's what I'm saying, that in the Western region, first of all, most of this region is occupied Mexico. So there's, you know, obviously there's a lot of Mexican people out here, indigenous people. There's a lot of white people out here. So out here in the Western region, it looks a little bit different than it looks in Seattle. I mean, in St. Louis or, you know, or in New York or Chicago or something like that. And it was the science of African internationalism that allowed us to understand that allowed us to come to these conclusions like, okay, well, we got to move different. We got to move different in the Western region because I'm in San Diego. San Diego, it's only 7% Africans out in this piece. 7%? 7%! That's not a lot of Africans, yo. That means out of every 100 people, 7 of us are African. Out of every 100 people. So keep multiplying that. Out of every 1,000, we're the math people. We're the math people. Like 7% of 1,000 is 100. Boop. I can't do this. Leave me alone. I think it's 70. That's a little bit of Africans, y'all. But the thing that's dope about the Western region is that we've had, we got LA, we got Oakland, we got San Diego, we got Vegas, we got Phoenix, we got Seattle, we got Portland, you know what I'm saying? And even extended to, we got Tucson, where we got comrades right now. We got Colorado Springs, Albuquerque, Las Cruces. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's cities out here that we need to build in, not let alone Hawaii and Alaska. But, you know, and also the African Revolution isn't necessarily just about fighting for Africa. Because understanding parasitic capitalism, if when African people are able to kick white power out of Africa, when we get them off of our soil, it's going to benefit the whole world. The whole world. And that's one of the things that's different about African internationalism is we understand our relationship with the rest of the world. So we have political relationships with other movements, other organizations, with Mexican revolutionary organizations. This what was it? This month or next month, our Chairman Amali was supposed to go to Russia for an international conference around justice, and so we build with other people. We ain't one of those groups that tries to operate in a vacuum and just says, if we go over here in the corner and make a bunch of money and build our own stuff, then we're going to be free. That's not going to happen. We need to destroy capitalism in order to get free. We need to destroy, overthrow, topple, disseminate, completely obliterate, however you want to word it. We need to get rid of capitalism. In order for us to be free as African people, we need to get rid of capitalism and work with other colonized populations to do so. So I wanted to give a shout out to our comrades up in the Northeast, out in Portland, out in Seattle. Keep holding it down. We got outside of Oakland, then we got Seattle, Portland, and then we have like comrades through other areas. Like I said, San Francisco. We got comrades in LA. We got comrades in Phoenix and Tucson. I'm not sure whatever cities. Okay, he said. Hey, our comrade in Portland said in Portland there was 14 Africans. When Chairman went to Portland, he saw 14 Africans the whole time he was down there. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So in the West Coast, in the Western region, we can't move like we live in Detroit. Most Africans out here in the Western region, we have ties and connections to other people, to Mexican people, to white people, to Arabic people. I got at least like 5 or 6 cousins that are mixed with white or Mexican. Some of them you wouldn't even look, if you looked at them, you wouldn't even consider them African until they told you. You know what I'm saying? So that brings me to San Diego, Khalifa, San Diego, California. They call it America's finest city, and to me that just means America's whitest city. San Diego is extremely white. We got the beaches. We got this is the city that there are literally cops with barricades at the beach right now because people won't stop going to the beach. People won't stop hiking, doing all this stuff in San Diego. Like, y'all gotta stop, San Diego. For real, y'all gotta stop. Like, we out here really trying to survive. We're not trying to get eaten up by this coronavirus. So if you in San Diego, stay your butt at the house unless you need to leave. For real, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and, gotta go to the grocery store, gotta do all that stuff. But you gotta stay at the house. Because I'm not trying to... I know too many people with compromised immune systems, with like diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, asthma, high blood pressure, all that kind of stuff. So us, young people, we running around, we don't got no diabetes. We want to go hit the beach or hit the hiking trail. But when we go back to the house and we're there with our, with our mom who's older, or we go to our aunt's house, or we go kick it with somebody else who we love, and then they go back to the house, to their mom's house or whatever, and then they infect them with this virus. So y'all gotta be a lot wiser, San Diego. It's a very powerful city, very, very intelligent people. We from the West Coast, so we don't really care about a lot of stuff. Like, California is one of the only places where like young people will like beat up old people. You know what I mean? Like a 19-year-old will like literally beat up a 50-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, and call it a fair. It's just weird. We have a lot of we got respect issues to work on. California, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, Cali. We very disrespectful people. But let me talk about some local programs that we got in San Diego. And I want to send a shout out to my comrades in San Diego. San Diego, y'all, man, yo, all my comrades in San Diego, Black Power, Uhuru, we gonna win this war. Yo, I'm so appreciative of y'all. So appreciative of the work that y'all are putting in. Fighting for accountability, fighting me for accountability, fighting each other for accountability. Like, y'all are doing so much. And respecting each other too. You know, we got a lot of people with kids out here, single parents, you know what I'm saying? Just everybody got different situations. We colonized, but I just appreciate the way all of our forces in San Diego are just committed and we care. You know what I'm saying? So one of the first things I want to talk about, shout out to Mazzamella, shout out to our comrade, we call, he don't like this, but our comrade, either we call him the professor, the doctor, Mazzamella, some of us call him Mozzarella. But shout out, comrade. What we have in San Diego is an African Charged Genocide Working Group. This is so dynamic, so dope. If you live in San Diego, if you live in Tijuana, if you live in the Southern Cali period, the Southwest, get involved in this working group. A few years ago, there's an influx of Africans at the border, the Mexican border. San Diego, we're on the border, Mexico and United States. Most of us speak Spanish because you have to, but we on the border. You know what I'm saying? Like, we on the border. You know, and that's why we work with Unión de Barrio, which is a Mexican revolutionary organization based in San Diego. But when all these Africans started coming to the border, we started going across the border like, yo, what's happening? Because a lot of them were from Haiti. One of our comrades, shout out to Jean. Yo, Uhuru, my brother, we went out and did outreach yesterday. Big shout out. And then my pops has roots in Haiti, is from Haiti as well. So it kind of automatically went on our radar that we got to get across that border and we got to start finding out what's going on. So we were able to get across the border and start finding out that there's just thousands of Africans coming to the Tijuana border. And at first we were just going down there, you know, helping bring supplies, just do different things. But then eventually our comrade Mazzamella took on Africans Charged Genocide, which is, I think it's the dopest campaign that's on earth. Charging the United States of America with genocide against Africans. The genius. That's the genius of our leadership at Chairman Omali Yeshitela, to be able to have these programs and these campaigns. But I do want to let you guys know is that I can see all your comments. So I see you, Kumba. I see you, Dexter. I'm going to get into the Burning Spear study group too. I got like a little bit of time left, so I wanted to talk about the ACG, the African Charged Genocide Campaign, and then I'll go into the Burning Spear Study Group. But the African Charged Genocide Working Group, we're basically bringing resources across the border to the African brothers and sisters. This has been going on since the summer. We actually started getting phone calls from different people talking about, yo, we need to go across the border. You know, we just want to go over there, brothers helping brothers out. And I'm like, yo, let's make this organizational. Let's make this an InPDUM program. And let's go over there and build organization. And again, leadership, Kalambai and Danette, Chairman Omali Yeshitela. If we're going across the border, we don't need to be no charity group. We don't need to go across the border and just, hey, here's some stuff, trying to act like we're the saviors, because we're over here suffering too. Like half of the black people in realistically in Dago, probably more than half, but at least half of us are homeless in San Diego, period. So we understand the suffering and the struggles that are going on across the border. So we started going over there bringing resources, but within the resources, we bring in political education. You know what I'm saying? We're teaching people about African internationalism, teaching them about the colonial border, that border should be just destroyed, completely obliterated. It's the most criminal, inhumane thing that you could possibly do to people, is put up a border where somebody literally can't go from one place to another where there's resources over there. So, and we also had to help the Africans understand that it ain't all peaches and cream up here. It ain't all flowers and dandelions and, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't out here doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? Mainstream media tries to make it seem like there's this African American class of these successful black people and da 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 da, and all that is there's a petty bourgeois class which is very small. You know what I'm saying? And they catch hell too. You know, it's not like if you join the petty bourgeois and you make a couple of dollars, automatically you're not gonna catch hell from white power. So we teach them like coming across the border isn't the answer to your problems because we're still African, we're still colonized, we're still oppressed. So so I want to say that over the June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, you know what I mean? I'm just because it takes time. Organization, it doesn't, it's not like an event. That's what we say. The revolution is not an event, but a process. So going over there, building with these comrades, bringing political education, you know, showing them who we are, them understanding that we're not the Red Cross. We're not coming over here just to bring a few resources, but we're coming over here to really build the African nation and build unity for Africans all around, because we don't deal with those colonial border titles of we're African Americans, they're Haitians, they're Jamaicans, they're Ghanaian. No, homie, we all Africans. One Africa, one nation. Say it again. One Africa, one nation. Uhuru. All right? And that's why we say touch one, touch all. Because we're all a part of the same nation. You know what I'm saying? So that was extremely important for us to go across the border and start bringing that political education, start teaching them. We ain't just coming over here with rice and beans, baby. We coming over here with liberation, with freedom, with the science that's going to get all of us free. So I'm glad to say with the leadership of Matsamela, we've been able to recruit 3 Africans from that live over in Tijuana. That are a part now members of InPDUM, and that's the science of African internationalism, is you build organization. All these like issues, crises, dilemmas, like say for instance this whole corona crisis right now. Like yes, people are going to come into organization because they see the way we move. And what I mean by they see the way we move is like we're not moving out here with, you know, who are we? No. We're moving out here with real propaganda. You know what I'm saying? We're moving out here with, you know, real information to teach people to understand, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, how do you boost your immune system? You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter who you are. You need this. And there ain't nobody else on earth who are doing this. So, yeah, we're going to get through the coronavirus. Uhuru, one Africa, one nation. I see you, Marissa. But we're going to get through this coronavirus. But after the coronavirus, it's going to be another crisis, right? A few months ago, wasn't everybody tripping that Iran was going to blow up America and everybody... You know how many people I had tell me to go back to Africa or to get out of the U.S. because I was in complete solidarity, the same way my whole movement, the way the African People's Solidarity African People's Socialist Party is in unity with Iran. We in unity with Iran. People were talking about get out of America, like looking at me as if I'm an enemy. Well, I am an insurgent. I am an enemy. Never mind. They was looking at me as if I was supposed to fight for America, as if I was supposed to be on America's side. Nah, bruh. But that's what we do, is we build programs, but we understand that they're not just for temporary. The same thing with these Africans that were getting murdered by the police, like Mike Brown, for instance. We didn't just go out there in Ferguson to tell people, you know, hands up, don't shoot. They need to stop. They need to start a community review. But no, we went out there telling people that we need to fight this system until it's dead. Dead. Gone. Done. That's what we need. And that's why InPDUM, our headquarters, is in St. Louis. Because what they were saying, they weren't saying hands up, don't shoot. They were saying kill the police. You know what I'm saying? When you get a bunch of Africans together and that's what they're talking about, kill the police. Yeah, we need to be here. Yeah, we need to mess with these folks because they know what it's about. They know exactly what it's about. And it's about resistance. It's about self-determination, about self-government. It's about us coming together as African people to take back our culture, take back our resources, take back our community, take back our intelligence. They stole our thoughts out of our head. You know what I'm saying? Like, they over here, what is it? The white boy with the Tesla? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't that smart, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got that from us. So that's what I'm saying. We here to take back everything. You know, that's why they call us the reparations movement. because we know that we cannot have a discussion about liberation without having a discussions about reparations. It can't happen. And so, that's why we had that whole campaign out here when these San Diego State University and these Jewish leaders, right? These Zionists, I'm not going to go too deep into these pigs, but these Zionist pigs literally had the audacity to badmouth our chairman, literally had the audacity to speak ill against Chairman Amalia Shatella when they're the ones who are literally subduing the earth. They're the ones who are literally exploiting, oppressing, destroying lives every single day as a practice and as a policy. So when they over here trying to talk about Chairman Amali, trying to slander them, slander him, slander the Uhuru movement, slander African women, nah, that's why we had to come at San Diego State so hard to let people know that we are the reparations movement. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about reparations without citing the Uhuru movement, without saying, okay, well this what happened in 1982 was when the African People's Socialist Party had the first World Tribunal on reparations. You can't talk about reparations without mentioning that. You can't talk about reparations without mentioning Akile Anai and her candidacy for city council in St. Pete. You can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't talk about reparations without mentioning the African People's Solidarity Committee, who are white people who've been paying reparations since the 70s. So, you're gonna respect the party. You're gonna respect InPDUM. Another program that we have out here is the Burning Spear Study Group. Yo, you gotta tune in. Now, this Friday, it's gonna be this Friday, 6 p.m. West Coast Pacific time. So if it's 6 p.m. West Coast Pacific time, then it's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 8 p.m. in Central time. And in Africa, it's, I don't know. Y'all gonna be asleep. Y'all gonna be asleep in Africa. But you gotta tune into this Burning Spear study. We did one 2 Fridays ago, and it was so dope. All we had was comrades in San Diego, but there was I think there was 10 of us. You know what I mean? We're all on the phone call. We had the capability to do it through Zoom. So we had the Burning Spear on the screen where you could read it, and then on the side pops up everybody's face. So when, you know what I'm saying, when you pop in and you talk, you get your face pops up, and it's dope. It's some technology business. You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to one of our new comrades in San Diego, Darius, another brother who's a professor out here in San Diego. So I want another shout out to Matsamela, recruiting professors. You know what I'm saying? We got to recruit all Africans. We got to bring professional Africans into the work, offer your skills to the movement. Nobody's skills are our own. They all belong to the African nation. Everything I say, everything I think, I do belongs to Africa. To Africa. It's not mine. It's not mine. It's Africa's. So it's important to understand that. So just if y'all want to know, if y'all don't know what the Burning Spear is, bam, bam, right here, homie. Right here, homie. This newspaper right here is for sure the most important piece of paper that is on earth. This newspaper, the Burning Spear, has been in print since 1968. 1968. Yo. In the newspaper, it talks about African internationalism, Uhuru buzzwords. If you want to know, a lot of times people say that sometimes we talk too much jargon, this and that. Uhuru buzzwords, homie. You get to learn everything. What is African internationalism, colonialism, revolutionary, feminism, white power, working class. You know what I'm saying? We got different editorials from ANWO, the African National Women's Organization. You know what I'm saying? Basic line of the African People's Socialist Party, rules of party discipline. You know, this paper itself is so powerful, so powerful. Look, Black Power heats up on the West Coast. West Coast! Africans Charge Genocide Tour in Oakland, San Diego. That's our mighty president, Columbai. You know what I'm saying? That's me and my comrade, my Samela right there. You feel me? So anyway, this Friday, come tune in. It's going to be right on this page that you're viewing. But that's something that we do out here in San Diego. They do it out in Oakland, St. Pete, St. Louis. But getting together with people to study the burning spear is one of the most powerful things that you could do. One of the most powerful things, because the process of African internationalism, it's live, it's breathing, it's moving. It's through a process of dialectic materialism. So we're like in the now, changing the course of history, the course of humanity. So when you study the Burning Spear newspaper together, you're able to take that out to, other people, and you're able to teach people about the Burning Spear. And the last Burning Spear we had in San Diego, we had 3 members join. Not playing, 3 people joined that night. Darius, a sister Deandra that Matsamela had met at the Black Women's March in San Diego. Shout out to all the sisters in San Diego that were at the Black Women's March. All y'all sisters in San Diego, I want to shout out. Y'all need to join InPDUM, you know that. But I mean, without y'all, you know what I'm saying? Nobody would be able to move the way we do. So a lot of powerful sisters out here in San Diego. So tune into the Burning Spear study. Another thing that we got in San Diego is, I'm going to mention this right now. It's what we're building. It's the InPDUM San Diego Virtual Freedom School. This is dope because everybody can be a part of it. Everybody can be a part of it. You don't have to be in San Diego because it's virtual. It's online. And basically what we're doing is putting together curriculum that you can share with your child. We're African leaders, martial arts, capoeira specifically, math, science projects, different things like that. So that's what the goal is with the Freedom School, is to really get African children to be able to continue to stimulate our minds while we're off. And even a lot of y'all got kids that are in public schools. Use this curriculum to, bring them into, some Black Power science. Bring them in Black Power science. And then when they go back in those schools, they have African internationalism. And so they're able to detect, like, we have kids in the Uhuru movement, when they see George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, they're like, nah, that's not my forefather. You know what I'm saying? But when they see Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, they're like, those are my forefathers. You know what I'm saying? So that's important, which brings me to Beta Salam Academy. Shout out to Kweku and Abina. Big revolutionary shout out to Kweku and Abina. And also a shout out to all of our parents and students at Beta Salam. Parrish, who's a member of InPDUM, Latrell, one of the youth. We got a volunteer, our most recent volunteer, Denzel, who's over there right now. Beta Salam, it's a small school. There's about 15 students. Everybody knows each other. It's an African-centered school, all African people. It's actually open right now during this epidemic, because some parents literally can't. They got to work and they got to take their kids. So shout out to Beta Salam. But what we want y'all to volunteer at Beta Salam. We want you to go there, help out the kids with their homework assignments and also political education, and really, utilize Beta Salam as a resource for the community, because it's not just Kweku School, or it's not just, no, it's for the whole community. It's for all African people. So I did want to give a big shout out to Beta Salam, because the work that's going on over there is you can't put a dollar amount. You can't speak about how amazing it is to teach children about their African roots, about their African history, and really understanding who they are as African people. So big shouts out to Beta Salam. So that's Black Power at the Border. We had the Burning Spear Study Group, Beta Salam, the Virtual Freedom School. And just to let y'all know, the more you learn and the more you move through the science of African internationalism, the better organization builds. That's how you build organization, is by following the book. So it's one of those things, if you're not reading the books, then you can't follow it. So then there's a million contradictions because we move as a science. So we got to overturn these contradictions, and you need African internationalism to overturn them because we engage in a process of criticism and self-criticism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but we're constantly self-criticizing. Like, yo, I'm self-critical because I feel like the background is a little lopsided. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking these things, and after we get off the live stream, I'm going to go to my comrades. I'm going to say, what went good, what went bad? How can we do better? You know what I'm saying? What worked, what didn't work? That's revolutionary science. We move with democratic centralism. We follow leadership. We have leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff I do is not just me out here, oh, yo, I think it'd be dope if we decide. Nah, you know what I'm saying? No, I have leadership to follow. If I have a great idea, I bring it to leadership. Leadership makes it make sense, and then brings it back, and I'm like, okay, cool. Then I bring it to our flock, and then we can execute it. But we don't just do things anarchists. We're not anarchists. We don't move just off our own fly, which I used to be an anarchist. Still fight anarchist tendencies, but through African internationalism, I was able to understand and expose that contradiction with the help of comrades. So that's important. I would give a roll call. Like in San Diego, just so y'all know, we have, there's 22 people that are in InPDUM. We have 3 members of Uhuru Solidarity Movement out here. And we have, now we have 4 members of the African People's Socialist Party. And I think that's important to understand because October 2018, there was 1 party member and 1 InPDUM member. 1 party member and 1 InPDUM member. The science works. It works. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is this right here. And I'm looking to see if anybody got any questions. Honestly, I'm looking to see if Colin Bailly is going to pop up and tell me about my contradictions. I'm looking for you, Prez. Come on. Where the leadership at? Because, I be going on tangents. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, I feel it. All right. I don't got all the contradictions. All right, so this is what we're doing right now. All right. Hey, yesterday, me and my comrade Jean went out to do outreach. And what's dope about the outreach is that we're following protocols. We have gloves on, we got scarves around our faces, and we're doing drops and postering, which means we're taking these, putting them indoors, and we're hanging these up on walls, right? We're not running around shaking hands and hugging people and telling them how much we care about them, because we ain't trying to catch the Rona. I know I ain't trying to catch the Rona. You trying to catch the Rona? You trying to catch the Rona? Come on, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of them cats. I was like, oh, African people. Oh, we ain't gonna get the Rona. Oh, man, blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro. Hey, the Rona has hit us. It has hit Africa. It can get African people. So do not look, don't front on the Rona. Do not front on the Rona. Now, let me see. All right. So we're going to do it like this. How to prepare now, right? Because right now, this ain't hit yet. Y'all understand that? You understand that we're jumping ahead of this with all of this propaganda and everything. We're jumping ahead of it. So it's like if you see an army coming from a long way apart and you're like, the army's coming. You got to prepare your troops. You got to prepare your people. So you tell everybody, all right, you got to block the gate off over there. We need 10 motherfuckers over here with AK-40 or not real guns for practical purposes. We need 10 motherfuckers armed over here. We need motherfuckers guarding the back gate. We need all that. So that's what we're doing is we're setting up everything so that when this virus actually comes and sweeps over when we're from, we're safe. Because African people, if you look at the way the health system is working right now, we're the ones who are getting treated last, period. Period, 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 period. From San Diego to South Africa. They are not fucking with us. This is not our system. This is not our healthcare system. This is not our government. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at what the African People's Socialist Party is doing. How to prepare. Stock up on bottled water and non-perishable items such as canned goods and rice. Diapers, wipes, creams, ointments, items in the event you become ill, such as tea, lemons, honey, NyQuil, Dayquil, Tylenol, etc. Pick up your prescription. If you need a prescription, pick it up. Pick up your prescriptions. Boost immunity with fruits and green veggies. Eat your greens, yo. Eat your greens. Right now, we should be going nuts on greens. Straight up. Bloodroot, that sounds scary. Elderberries. Drink tea with lemon, honey, cinnamon, ginger, or garlic. You feel me? Let me go ahead and take a sip of my tea. You feel me? Zinc, vitamin C, turmeric, get rest when possible, drink lots of water. You understand? If you want to be involved in this outreach, let us know on our InPDUM page. If you want to be involved in InPDUM, no matter where you're at, if you want to be involved in the solution to really to save Africa, save the world, and save ourselves, involved in a process to liberate ourselves, hit us up on this. Hit us up on this Facebook page, InPDUM. If you know somebody who shared this, hit them up. Let them know, like, yo, what's happening with InPDUM? I'm trying to save. I'm trying to liberate Africa too. I'm trying to get free. Let somebody know. Hit our website up, InPDUM.org, www.InPDUM.org. Hit us up, and join InPDUM. Join us, join us, join us, join us, join us. I can't express how important it is to join InPDUM. Let me put this back. Sorry, y'all. But I can't express to you how important it is to join InPDUM. It's the International People's Democratic Uhuru movement. We're the mass organization of the African People's Socialist Party. I'm completely honored to be a member of InPDUM, to be a member of the International Executive Committee, to be a member of the African People's Socialist Party. What I could say is that our leadership is on point, and the way we move is we understand humanity and we understand the science. So we move in a way that's building up the African nation, just consistently building the African nation, building the African nation. We don't take our eyes off of that prize. We don't move and go do this while everyone's doing that. We focus on building Africa and killing colonialism, deepening the crisis of imperialism. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to deepen the crisis of imperialism. In the comment section, you got the InPDUM join link. And before I log off, if there's any questions, if anybody got any questions on how to get involved or anything, even political, I kind of got a little understanding of this political business in terms of like African internationalism and, you know, really what we need to be doing, you know, because I got amazing leadership. So if there's any questions, I'm open. If not, I'm gonna let this go on for a little bit longer. And if I don't see any questions, we're gonna shut it down. Shut it down. Anything? Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We're gonna be at the same time tomorrow. We're gonna be going live. We're gonna have a really, really dope presentation by our comrade Matsamela Odom. Hell yeah! Hey, shout out to our comrade Kawante. Thanks for saying something, Kawante. Shout out to our comrade Tiana. They're both our new, most recent APSP members here in San Diego. Just to really, really appreciate the work that y'all are doing, the fervor that y'all came into the movement. Shout out to Parrish, to Maisha, to Jean, to Kwame and Wida. As I said, Kweku and Abina, Deandra, Darius. Who else? Willie Guts, your large brethren. Who else is out here? Xavier. Big shout out to Xavier. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of our solidarity forces. And big shout out to Union del Barrio. It's been great over the years working with y'all. Shout out to Michelle, Uhuru. Appreciate you. Don't see you that much, comrade, but your power and your presence is definitely felt. Who else we got? But yeah, that's all and I want to give a shout out to Marquise out in LA and a shout out to Sadie out in Tucson. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. I know it ain't easy being the only comrade in the area. And then yeah, all of our Uhuru kids. We got so many kids out here in San Diego. It's so dope because we're able to get together and just have like social gatherings just to bring the kids together, and it builds a lot of camaraderie out here in San Diego. So shout out to the kids. Aside from that, Uhuru, Blast City, you know what I'm saying? Pure resistance, pure rebellion. Don't take no shorts, but be wise, be disciplined in the work. We ain't anarchists, we socialists, we communists, African internationalists. The more disciplined we are, the faster we're going to bring this revolution. The harder we work, the more diligent we work in so-called peace, the less bloodshed in war. One Africa, one nation, fist up, fight back, touch one, touch all. Uhuru.